Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and I saw Jurassic World Rebirth and I didn't really care for it. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't hate this as much as the previous entries. In fact, I think this is a really big improvement and we'll discuss that in a bit, but I still wasn't really that satisfied with this movie, unfortunately. It was just pretty mediocre in my opinion. It wasn't as, like I said, egregiously atrocious as the previous entries in this franchise, but it still failed to reach the heights of the original Jurassic Park for me. Normally, I would start with my positives, but for this movie, it only makes sense to start with my negatives because really, my biggest flaw with the movie is the first chunk of the movie. That first hour or so of the movie was really rough. It did not start things off strong in my opinion. I found the characters to be really uninteresting and really poorly written. The performances certainly made up for the lackluster writing, but I still found these characters to be rather uninteresting. The fact that we jumped between two different plot lines rather sporadically didn't make sense to me. There's this family that we focus on and they didn't seem to be that important or crucial to the story. If you cut them out, you probably wouldn't make much of a difference to this movie in my opinion. And this first chunk had the worst amount of exposition and jokes and writing of this movie. It just really left me with a bad first impression. I was so worried this was going to be rough, another one of these lackluster Jurassic World movies. And while it did get better, there's still some instances of the bad jokes. I still didn't find a good amount of the characters to be all that interesting, and I felt the climax was a bit anticlimactic, especially with the big new freak of nature dinosaur they've been showing off. I love the design, I love the scale of it, but it doesn't really do much, and hopefully in the next couple movies they'll actually show it being a freak of nature. But it really left me disappointed with how underutilized that specific dinosaur was used in this movie. And I still felt that a lot of the characters fell succumb to previous flaws with a lot of the other Jurassic World movies. The forced family, the characters making really dumb decisions every now and again. And obviously you know which characters are going to live and which ones are going to die. It's not like it doesn't make it really obvious or subtle or anything. However, once we get onto the island and the dino action really kicks in, the movie gets a lot better. I found myself really invested in what was going on. A lot of the dinosaur action sequences were really fun. They really leaned into the horror elements that have been pretty absent in these movies, and it really turned itself around. I was actually enjoying myself throughout this chunk of the movie. Again, I loved all the dinosaur action. I thought all the various designs of the dinosaurs were really cool, and all the set pieces were really fun and exciting. The sequence on the boat was really fun. Obviously, the big sequence with the T-Rex was really intense, and even the final encounter with the pterodactyls was really fun and exciting. And as we got further into this movie and this journey, I started to care a bit more about the characters as we went along. Again, the stakes are high and they make the sequences intense and exciting, and because of that and the strong performances, especially by the leads, Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and of course Mahershala Ali, he was definitely the standout in this movie. It made me care for the characters even more so. Again, I think this chunk of the movie was easily the best part, and it just focused on this aspect, more focused on the dinosaurs, the dangers, the stakes. This probably would have won me over a bit, and I hope with the future installments, because we know this is going to turn into another trilogy of Jurassic World movies, that it focuses on this movie's strengths, which was the action, the suspense, the horror, the thrills, and making the characters a lot more exciting. Because definitely this part of the movie really won me over a lot. I think they delivered on what was sold in the trailers. It's just that first hour is really rough, and the movie still has a lot of the problems that the other Jurassic World movies shared. So if it just kept that momentum it had in the second half up until the climax, honestly, I probably would have liked it more, but it's still weighed down by the problems I mentioned already. It's not enough for me to really give it a glowing recommendation, unfortunately, but definitely a step in the right direction. If anyone said or told me that they wanted to go see it, I wouldn't be too upset over it. I wouldn't say it's a must watch. I would honestly say you can wait for this on at home on demand or streaming. But if you're really curious and you're a diehard Jurassic Park fan, or you just want to see a bunch of dinosaurs cause mayhem and destruction, I don't think you'd be too upset. Again, much better than the previous entries, but still nothing compared to the original. And those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. What did you all think of it? If you've seen it, did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links at the end of the video. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.